Friends, RSIS Dimples Leon, in a recent post in CNA, said that over 100 Singapore civil servants received extraordinary emails last November with screenshots of compromising videos, but the images were all deepfakes. Though this was reported in Singapore, it could have happened anywhere, in any country, including ours. The larger question is, if only public figures are prime targets for such blackmail attempts, or even the ordinary people equally at risk. So friends, deepfakes is my topic for the day. Before we answer the question of who is at risk, it's necessary to understand what deepfakes are all about. Now, it's a synthetic media in which a person's likeness, voice, or other characteristics are manipulated to create realistic images, videos, and audio that are not real. Deepfake is a blend of deep learning and fake. The technology produces hyper realistic fake media, the very, very realistic. That said, deepfake technology is one of the most fascinating and a controversial child of artificial intelligence and machine learning, which itself is another obedient child of AI. Now, machine learning focuses on training artificial neural networks to learn patterns from large data sets. The most common models used in deepfake generation are generative adversarial networks, or GANs, GANs, and autoencoders. Don't worry if the language is a little too technical. We'll make it simple. A neural network is actually an artificial, and it mimics the way human brain works. Now, it's a collection of simple units and or neurons, that work together to process the information and make decisions or predictions, similar to how the brain uses neurons to learn and recognize the patterns. Now, while the neural networks are designed to learn from data, identify patterns, and make sense of complex information, a GAN enables it to do that. GAN is a combination of two neural networks, the generator and the discriminator. Now, while the generator creates images or videos that resemble the real world data, such as deepfakes, faces, or voices, the discriminator distinguishes between real data and fake data produced by the generator. So one produces, the other one recognizes and discriminates. Now, both the networks are trained simultaneously in a competitive manner, with the generator improving over time as it tries to fool the discriminator, while the discriminator improves detecting fakes. Now, that's the reason it's called adversarial network. There is another method to create deepfakes. It's an autoencoder, which is also a neural network that learns to encode from inputs such as images or videos into compressed format and then decode it back into a version that closely resembles the original. What happens in reality? Firstly, an encoder or an autocoder or an autoencoder is trained on a specific individual's face or voice. Once it learns the unique features of the individual, it then replaces the person's face or voice with another's videos or images. Is that simple? Not really. To train the model for a face swapping deepfake, a large, data set of images, videos, and audios of the target subject are needed from different angles and under various lighting conditions. In case of voice deepfakes, hours of speech recordings are needed to model a person's vocal characteristics. Once the data is collected, the neural network is trained to learn the specific features of the subject. This needs large computational power, computing power. It may take hours or days depending on the quality and quantity of the data set. During this process, however, the deepfake algorithm learns, to manipulate the target person's facial expressions, movements, and voice to match those of another person. That's how a deepfake is made. Assuming we have made a deepfake, the output may not be perfect on the first try. Fine-tuning is necessary to improve the quality of the deepfake, both in voice and in image, ensuring that the manipulated data looks natural and seamless. Now, this involves manual editing, such as adjusting the light, synchronizing, the lip movements with audio, or redefining the facial expressions. That's a final deepfake for you. It's a crime to create a deepfake that uses human targets. Now that the crime is committed, can we detect it? Not simple. And that is a subject of research, since with each passing hour, the quality of generated media improves as the machine learning improves. Every iteration will give you a better audio, better video that closely matches the target. Now, if you still want to detect it, analyze, the subtle inconsistencies, such as unnatural blinking, lip sync errors, or irregular lighting. If there is a rule, someone will break it, right? If someone breaks it, someone else will find out how the breach has happened. So don't worry. There are AI models specifically designed to detect deepfakes, which are again trained on data sets containing both real and fake audio and video or fake media. Is deepfake technology only regressive? No. There are also several legitimate, applications in entertainment, education, and even healthcare. While in entertainment industry, deepfakes are used to create realistic virtual effects and de-age actors like Amitabh Bachchan, to Shah Rukh Khan, to Rajinikanth, to Amir Khan. Deepfake techniques, can also be used to seamlessly integrate actors into scenes where they were not physically present or maybe not even alive. Additionally, deepfake technology can enable the creation of new media content with historic figures, and creating virtual performances or what if scenarios, such as celebrities interacting in fictional scenarios, etc. You can create virtually any scenario. Teachers too could use AI generated content, to illustrate complex engineering concepts with immersive visuals that enhance the content value of the content, or to generate role play scenarios, for training purposes. However, the larger question is if it is ethical and moral. One important use of deepfake technology is in creating simulated patient interactions for training medical professionals or in designing health care, and the processes within it. One can create accurate 3D models of patients for pre-surgical planning. More than its use, the technology seems to be abused, and that is a concern. Spreading misinformation is the most serious. These days, deep fake videos or audios are created to manipulate public opinion, mislead voters during elections, or damage reputations. Another is that criminals use it, to impersonate executives in phone calls or video conferences, potentially tricking employees into transferring money or sensitive information. Additionally, scammers exploit deep fake technology to create fake identities, for identity theft or social engineering, and the attacks within that domain. Deepfake pornography is another serious concern, where often women are manipulated into appearing in explicit videos without their consent. What does the law say on all this, on deepfake technology? Current legal frameworks are ill-equipped to handle the unique challenges posed by the deepfakes. Laws need to evolve, and they will surely, to address issues such as defamation, identity theft, and privacy violations caused by deepfakes. The future of deepfakes depends not only on how the technology evolves, but also on how we choose to regulate and govern its use. With proper safeguards, friends, it may be possible to harness the power of deepfake technology for beneficial purposes too, while minimizing the potential for harm. With that thought of how deepfakes are made and how they transform our lives, sometimes for better, sometimes, most of the times, causes that can be detrimental, I remain here, leaving you the thought of deepfakes and how they cause harm to our lives. Until then, until we meet the next Saturday, thank you, Dhanyavad, and Namaskar.